Hey guys, welcome to Sun Vibes, where you get to discover your true authentic self. I'm your host, Ayasha Roberson, and on today's episode, we have a wonderful young lady that I met a couple years back. She is a spiritual life coach as well. She has her own story about how she healed through her own trauma and how she's helping other people get to a place of being at peace with their inner childhood wounds. And she's doing some great things on Facebook as well with her group. So without further ado, let me welcome to the Sunrise community, Miss Marty.
Hi guys.
Yay! Thank you so much for being on our show. Hear me, Marty?
Hi Ayasha. Hi everybody. I
Hello.
hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. So can you tell the community, what do you do? What is your title? I know I said a little bit about the spiritual life coaching, but what do you also do as well?
Um yes, I am. So me and Ayasha, we've known each other as she previously introduced me. We've known each other for quite a while. We've known each other in holistic learning center. But after we graduated through HLC, I've started my own private practice in the Bay Area, and I've been a certified spiritual life coach um, and been helping my community with um, through their healing journey and helping them with their mental health. So I've been an advocate for mental health and been serving my community just overall with their healing journey. With yeah, as you can see, like generally with mental health, there is a lack of resources in the healthcare industry, and I have based on my own based on my own personal experience, there is a lack of resources. So I have been helping them in that area, and so yeah, that's where I serve them. Most of my clients are locally and overseas. So during COVID, it's actually been, um, you know, sort of like a great resources for everybody, where most of my services are virtual, and I think that's where I anchor most of my services. So yeah, that's where I came to help.
It's great. And I love the fact that Marty had to go through her own healing journey before she even became a spiritual life coach.
Yes.
And it just helps when you're healing yourself and to really help other people to heal. Because I think a lot of times in, I say this, mental health field, because I work in the mental health field too, just by the way, a lot of times people go into the field of wanting to help people, but they haven't healed. So they get triggered by people's situations because they have these wounds that haven't been healed yet, even though you're in the helping profession. But what Marty does, she takes it from a psycho-spiritual perspective. And she actually is able to address your spiritual needs along with your mental health needs as one. And that's a very rare specialty because most people in the mental health field that I know of or people I've come across of, they usually just focus just on mental health and they usually do just, applied psychological therapy, whether it's DBT, ECT, or something of that nature. So she is this great, wonderful breath of fresh air. She has her own story, but she can also help you through your journey as well. Can you tell the audience what type of clients do you work with? Do you work with children or adults or just adults? Because you said you work with people overseas as well, so I guess you do virtual.
So the people that I actually cater with are mostly men and women between the age of pre-adolescent to um, and older. Like I don't actually deal with teens only because uh, most of them needs a, consent from their
Yeah.
parents.
Mhm.
And so, and in the past, I I'm more careful towards you know the gray area, so to speak, about dealing with them. So I've decided to when I'm in my practice, I decided to okay, I'm go before I actually launch my business, I'm going to.
That's great. I think it's good that you do work with adults because children come with something that's called parent, and you're a parent as well. So so it's not always my experience working with children is that it's not always the child that has the issue, it's the parent. The parent is sometimes worse than, than the child itself. So I mean that I'm glad to hear that you do work with adults and men as well and families,
Mhm.
I guess couples too. And the thing about Marty is that she will work with you virtually as well. So you're still doing virtual sessions with people who need that type of therapy sessions, and they could just be just as beneficial. One of the things she does is, we do like grounding meditation and really center ourselves when it comes to the session. So can you give people just a little snippet of some of the things that you do in your sessions with your clients?
Yes. So I usually start my session with um, meditation. So that's the gist of my practice. And after that, uh, I do the one-on-one
Mhm.
where I get to know them first, what they needed. And that is, before that is after I do the complimentary call, because before I start the session with them, I offer a 30-minute complimentary call with any of my prospects, so to speak. And once they decided to book a, a session with me, I started with the meditation, and then uh, get to know with them. That's how I actually the step with them is get to know with them. Like a case study where I based on the paperwork that they filled out prior to the session, prior to the actual session with me. I try to understand with them. I sit down with them and try to um, understand how I learn, how I actually understand, like how I can help them based on what they need from me, and then how we can actually tailor down a plan that I can actually help them based on what they can get from the session.
That's great. So it's good that Marty, it seems like you have this really good relationship and rapport with people as well. When she does the complimentary uh, phone calls, it's to kind of make you aware of what to expect, what benefits you're going to get from her being your certified spiritual life coach, and what things you're going to grow from as well. And I think the great thing about one of the things that Marty does is that she's very intuitive. So she can really engage where the person is trying to go or where they're maybe heading off left, and she can kind of gear you back to where you need to be when it
Mhm.
comes to your healing. Because a lot of times when people come to a spiritual practitioner or holistic practitioner as well, a lot of times they don't know because of the fact that, you know, we're not as common as a traditional therapist or clinical uh, uh, clinician or anyone in that field. So one of
Yeah.
the things that Marty does is she really is able to engage the person, not just from a mental health perspective, but from a whole entire well-being. So some of the things she does is she does weight management, parenting, self-mastery when it comes to your whole self, the
Mhm.
language of feelings, identifying who you are as a person, validating your feelings as well, setting boundaries. These are things that most people need help with. So it's great that she offers this great service to adults, and you guys who are virtually can actually give her a call. Make sure you go on Facebook. We'll get all our information in 1 second, but you can definitely sit down and actually talk with her and say, I want to do a virtual session. When can I start? So she is available. She's taking new clients. And Marty, can you tell the beautiful people out here how can I get in contact with you for sessions?
I actually have a website up and running now, which is a marniebaru.com. I also have a Facebook group, um, Breaking Free, a community to heal, inspire, and motivate. I do a weekly live every Saturday at 4 p.m. And on my Facebook main page, which is Marty Baruch Coaching, I also do a weekly live every 5 p.m. And so they can actually see me there. I also have an Instagram, which is Marnie Baru, all of which, you know, they can actually see me there because I'm very active on all of my social media. So yeah, but to also add into what you said earlier, um, when because you actually make a very good point on what goes on every what you call it every coaching, because every client actually varies. So it's not a one fit size all. So one client may be more open, so to speak. So when they meet with me, they're going to be like an open book where they can say all they want to say, and they're going to be like emotionally vulnerable, and they're going to be like, okay, I want to be like, heal me, and I want to be like, okay, go on. I'm going to be like, I'm going to tell you what you want to heal, and I'll give you advices on validate, and this is how you're going to be, this is the path you can heal and take it. And other times there are going to be clients that are closed and more resistant towards
Mhm.
healing, and I have to like be more, I have to thread carefully on how to um openly be more carefully open up their ego,
Mhm.
because they are not there yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and so I have to, case by case, be more flexible on how to deal with my clients. And I have to be more um, um, if I have to be more flexible on dealing with them, because I have to be carefully, um, carefully factor in cultural background, ethnicities, like what we've learned in our school, where firstborn, middle child, age group and whatnot. And so, but that's what I learned, where I have to like factor in and approach certain cases differently.
Right.
So that's what I have to like.
Which is great because I think it's great to hear that, you can actually say not every client that's going to come to you it's going to be cookie color. You're going to have people who are going to be resistant. You're going to have people who are a little skeptical. They're like they want to be a part of it, but they kind of don't know when to be vulnerable with you. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have people who gone to so many different people prior to you. So
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, I'm just trying something new that's different, but I don't know. Like
Yeah,
those are people, and then you'll have people who are just like, when I was 4, this happened here, and this you have
exactly.
and this and to deal with all 4 different types of personalities. Just for example, there's no cookie cutter way of actually helping them on the path to their journey home to themselves, to helping them heal. And everybody's healing journey is different. Everyone is going to
Mm-hmm.
go through different steps. And one of the things that I always talk about as well is about the thing behind the thing behind the thing behind the thing. You may be coming to her for one thing, but then you start to figure out, oh, it's something else, and then it's something else, something else, something else, something else, something else. So now it's like a year or 2 later, and you opened up Pandora's box, which is great. So you can kind of get behind why you behave the way that you behave and why you feel the way that you feel and how to change that. So make sure you go to Marty's website. You said it was morningbird.com is your website, Marty?
Yeah, it's my. I don't know if you can see my little name in my little Zoom little box here. It's like my first name dot. Oh no,
No, I can't see
I
it.
don't even know my website. It's my marniebaru.com. It's my
Okay.
first name, last name.com.
Okay. Cool beans. So we'll
Yeah.
have that. We'll actually have that down below this show so you guys can go straight to the link and you can follow her on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and she's also on LinkedIn as well. And she said that she actually does live. You said 4 p.m. on Saturday, so that would be 4 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m.
Yes.
on Friday Pacific time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it'll be a 3-hour time difference for us on the East Coast, fam. So it would be 8 o'clock for us if it's 5 o'clock, and if it was 4 o'clock, if it's 4 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time, it'll be 7 p.m. on Saturday evening. Make sure you catch her shows. Tune into all the live stuff that she's doing because she's doing a lot within our community as well. And make sure you join her Facebook group as well. And I'll have that link posted. But thank you so much, Marty, for
Thank
joining us
you.
on Sun Vibes, helping
Thank you for having
others.
me.
You're welcome, my love. Helping people discover their true authentic self. Again, my name is Ayasha Roberson. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Take care, guys, and continue to
Bye.
vibe high. Bye.